Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. In this video I will discuss the notion of stereotyping. So stereotyping, in this case, of a certain group, giving based on some attributes of some members of the group, you generalize those attributes, usually as bad attributes. So if you have, let's say, the raccoons, the animals, stealing usually, you say all the raccoons are, thieves. Well, it's stereotypical. It is true that they are inclined to be shady and all that, but still, that's a stereotype. You're going to say, well, that's an attribute. But when you put that to human beings, then they say, don't stereotype. That's a stereotype. You can't do that. And usually the stereotypes are negatively, unless it's about one particular group that are good with money, are a little bit more, always more, how do you call it, virtuous than all of us, and they're very smart. They're very smart. That is stereotype, but actually it's not stereotype because it's true. Everything else is stereotype. I'm going to show you here how a newspaper, in this case the Telegraph, I'm just going to use this as an example, okay? Stereotypes the MAGA. They lump everybody, Make America Great Again movement, or people who would vote for it, as being knuckle-draggers. And they did it before, and they will do it again. That is, the guys in charge, or the sophisticated, usually the left-leaning sophisticated individuals who, they drink soybean latte, and they go to see Picasso or the Impressionists, and they're very intellectually leaning and sophisticated. You don't get it, that you don't get it. You're just a knuckle-dragger. And they did it before. They did it before with one group of people who opposed their perverted ideology. So what do we have here? We have the portrayal of MAGA by the Telegraph. Now the Telegraph is not an American garbage, it's a British garbage. I'm going to show you a picture, and we're going to analyze the picture. Here is the article. The Telegraph. Trump's MAGA faithful want to get even. They have nothing left to lose. And this is the picture. Now, I will make it great again, right? The picture. And we're going to analyze what this picture do you think that wants to convey. But before that, I will show you how I initially got this article from. And here it is. This comes from the Telegraph, and it's a different title. Here it is. Can you read it? In MAGA Country, Trump supporters want to get even, no matter the cost. So in MAGA Country, Trump supporters, and they have the same picture. You can look at the date, the time, and everything else. So what I did initially, I put over there in the search box the title of the initial article that I got, and then I got this one. This is the article right here. And when I did it, it was just a different title. So then again, this is the new title right here, and this is the same picture. Now what do we have here? We have some, how they like to call, derogatory hillbillies, all right, or rednecks. Now obviously, those groups are considered in America not necessarily a good thing. They have a different way of being, and usually they're depicted as people who are a little bit crazy, uneducated, knuckle-draggers, very racist, very xenophobic, very hateful towards other group. They don't like diversity, inclusion, equity. They are bad people, basically. They have a very bad hygiene and so on. So I'm going to focus on this. This is the representation of MAGA Country Trump supporters. You don't think so? My friends. So we have here, obviously, we have Beethoven here, but where is he at? Somewhere. So garbage, right? This is horrible. All right. This is the representation. What the hell? A dog over there. I mean, this is awful, isn't it? I mean, who would like a little plant, turned, sloppy? So these are the promoters, supporters of MAGA, according to the Telegraph. Do you think that I'm kidding? Do you think that this picture was put over there by mistake or by someone who really hates a certain kind of group. I think the second option is available or valid. And let me show you how they did it in the past. I will use only one example. You can find many pictures with the, how they call it, civil rights movement, how some whites in the restaurants did this to poor, those guys and so on. And yes, there were bad people. Yes, there were stupid people, but there were some intellectuals as well. There were some good standing individuals, productive members of society. They don't show you those ones because they want to give you the impression that if you associate yourself with those, you are one of them. So if you remember this, old people remember that. This is Archie Bunker from All in the Family. This was a show in 1970s. This guy was exactly as these guys are portrayed right here. Now this is 2025 and the same technique. This Archie Bunker was a stupid, illiterate almost, racist, xenophobic and all that against the blacks, against everybody else. This was what they pushed. It was made in a comical way. All right, to make in a comical way, but he was garbage. So if someone would like to call you a bad person, they will call you Archie Bunker. Now you're MAGA. Now who does this for our society? Someone who hates this group. Who are those people? Promote something else. So what does MAGA stand for, and who could be the other ones? Oh, the tolerant left, we're told. Well, my friends, a picture speaks 1,000 words or so. I think even more than that. So that picture with those guys over there, hillbillies, rednecks, however we want to call them, they are there to show you, to give you the hint, clear hint. This is those guys. This right there. And if you dare to associate yourself or be talking to them, it's like that. And then you have Archie Bunker from 1970s. They always did this. Always did it. Even look at the First World War. In the First World War, if you want to look at the cartoons depicting the Kaiser, like a monster, like this, like that. Or if you're in the Second World War, and that was reciprocal. It was not only that these guys are making cartoons over there and the other ones like this, but it's always, I would say, the guys on the left regarding the civil rights depicted the other side as being, conservative, conserving their baboonish, cave, limited worldview and life they live in, dirty and illiterate and so on. That's not true. They are trying to push this for you to, to disarm you morally. That is, if you have a little bit of ideas like those guys, you're exactly like them. You shouldn't even bother to look at them. That's stereotyping. Now, other people like that supporting? Yeah, and remember, they said MAGA Country. That's another hint. What's MAGA Country? Well, everything but the coast. Sophisticated, diverse, progressive, tolerant left. New York, California, if you're on Florida, even though Florida now is not. This is the coastal. Boston and others. Massachusetts. All right, my friends, I think this is just a hint for you. And probably a lot of you know about it. And if you don't, pay attention. Just pay attention. I remember when I used to watch, even if you watch documentaries right now with, what's her name? I want to be, what's her name? Parks, the one who the photographs were over there in the bus when she sat in front of Rosa Parks. Remember Rosa Parks? She was pictured while standing in the front at the bus instead of going in the back. So how did the photographs knew about it? They were over there already, my friend. This was a stage. No, well, hey, her fight was fantastic. She should, human being should go in the back of the bus. That's for sure. But that was another thing, All right, they made all those guys with the dogs. Remember the German Shepherd dogs jumping, the fire hoses against the poor blacks. It's true that it was bad. It was horrible. But I'm not trying to defend anybody, but if you see me on the street beating up someone and someone take a snapshot of me beating that guy and then you put it over and say, look, the Romanian baboon is a violent thug. Look at the picture. That's the evidence. Do you know what happened before the picture was taken? No, you don't. So it's a context all the time for the pictures. Yes, those pictures, dogs and so on, and especially those things with a fist in the face and people sitting at the bar, and then the other guys pouring. That was bad. That was evil. But there are always groups like that. Within groups, there are always people like that. But if you want to generalize it, if you want to stereotype, then you do that exactly like they did with this guy right here and what they're trying to do right now with them. Good luck to you. You don't have to like what I'm saying, but I think everything I say is true. And if you don't like it, that I'm not saying here I'm the pinnacle of the truth, but definitely that this push has been, is, and will be pushed. And usually only by one side. But hey, maybe not, maybe not. Not universal, obviously. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.